Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is a deck review. Hey, today we're gonna look at the Boris Wild Marked deck. Yep, that's right, the Boris Wild Marked deck. Reason, I did a review a while back about the best marked decks on the planet, right? Popular video, everybody likes marked decks. And when I finished it, a lot of people put in the comment section down at the bottom, they said, hey, how come you left out Boris Wild? You didn't include Boris Wild. We like Boris Wild. All right, so why didn't I put the Boris Wild deck in that list? Well, for one, I didn't own it. Like, I didn't have that at all. So, hey, there's a reason why you should comment and be active on this channel, is because I listened to you, so I went out and I got it so we could do this review. So let's get into it. First thing is the Boris Wild Marked deck's been around for a while. First edition was on bicycle rider backs. Yep, they were on 808s. So they are not anymore, because since that time, USPCC has really locked down on their trademark back design. They do not allow people to change the rider back, the 808 look. And so if you want to do a marked deck or a gaff deck, now magicians, your only choice is to use the mandolin back or the maiden back. And so that's what these are. These are the maiden back cards. Maiden back cards and the mandolin backs, they look very similar to the rider back. And so chances are your audience won't ever notice. I don't think they would ever notice, but it does allow us to do some pretty fun things with gaffs and markings. With the deck, you'll get a little paper sleeve that goes all the way around that says Boris Wild Marked deck. Tells you a little bit about Boris on the back side. You also get a typed out instruction sheet that comes with this. Tells you how to read the marking system, and it even gives you a trick on the backside. Also with this deck, you'll get two identical full-size 808 jokers. So there's no guarantee joker with this, and it's nice to have two identical cards because you can use them in like mates routines. Also with this deck, you're gonna get two extra cards in lieu of ad cards. And really they're just tiny little reminders, easy access cards to help you learn a little bit more about the deck and how to read the back design. And your pips and indices and court cards will all be completely industry standard, which makes this deck great for magic tricks. Now, whenever I do these marked deck tricks, people always put in the comments, show us the markings, reveal the markings. We wanna see the markings. No, that's the secret. We never give away secrets on YouTube. You should never give away magic secrets on YouTube. If you want to know the secret, then you should buy the trick, okay? Sorry, if you want to know the secret, then you should buy the trick. When you buy it, then you'll learn it. And besides, if you don't own the deck, then what good is it to know where the markings are or what they look like? I mean, you don't own the deck, so don't worry, okay? Don't worry. What we can do around here is we can review the marks, and that's what I'm gonna do. Review the marks for you. All right, let's go. All right, so the first thing right off the top is, now that I have this deck, would I include it in the best marked decks on the planet? No, I wouldn't. Sorry, I wouldn't. I still like the decks that I picked better. All right, I still like the decks that I picked better. I think they're easier to read, and I'll tell you why. First thing is, this deck is a reader back deck. Reader back, not marked back, because a marked back implies there is a mark. Okay, a mark that you would decipher. So you would see the mark and then you would say, oh, I know that mark equals clubs, that mark equals 3. That's what a mark deck is. These are reader backs. Reader backs allow you to read the back, okay? So the markings on this are clear enough that you would see, you know, ace through king. That said, I'm not in love. I'm not in love. And here's why. First of all, you have to look in one of 4 places to find the marks. See, when you look at marked decks, you want to find your mark and get off of it as fast as you can, because you don't want anyone to see that you're looking. You want to catch a glimpse. Well, the problem here is the marks aren't labeled by suit. So there's no suit markings. No spade, clubs, hearts, diamonds, nothing. No suit markings. The suits are denoted by where the mark is placed on the back of the card, and the mark could be placed in one of 4 places. So if I look at the card initially and I scan the area where the clubs should be and I don't see a mark, then I'm going to move to where the hearts should be. And if I don't see a mark there, I'm going to move to the place where the spade should be. And if I don't see a mark there, I'm going to move to the place where, you see what I'm saying? So my eyes are going to dart around the card to try to find the mark. And you could say, well, you could learn to do it fast. Sure, I could, but the point is, I only want to look in one spot. I want to look in one spot, get my mark, and move on. So the fact that I have to bounce my eye around the card. Doesn't really appeal to me right away. Second thing I don't like is the marks on the back are not as simple as they could be. They're simple, I'll give you they're simple. You can read them, they're reader backs, but they're not as simple as they could be. Let me tell you why. First of all, the aces are not denoted by an A, they're denoted by a 1. And you can say, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, aces are 1. Sure, okay, aces are 1. But this deck also doesn't have a J for jack, or a Q for queen, or a K for king. It has an 11 for jack, because number 10, and after 10 comes jack, so 10 follows, and then it's 11, right? So 11 is jack, 12 is queen, 13 is king. Okay, so we're on the same page. Ace is a 1, and then you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But instead of 10, it's a 0. So it's just a 0. And then jack is 11, queen is 12, king is 13. Okay, same page. All right, so here's my problem. If I look down and I see the 1, maybe it's an ace. Or maybe it's a jack, right? Because if I look at my jack too fast and I don't see, oh, there's 2 1s there, not just 1 1, because the 1s on the jack, queen, and king are hard to read. So if I look down and see a 1, it could be an ace or a jack. If I look down and see a 2, it could be a 2 or a queen. If I look down and see a 3, it could be a 3 or a king. And reading a reader back design should not be that difficult. Every single mark should be clear so that when I see it, I know what it is and move on. The simpler thing would have been to have an A for ace, and a J for jack, and a Q for queen, and a K for king. And you could have made the 10 a 1, right? You could make the 10 a 1 because then you're not confusing the queen, the Q, with a 0 for 10. So I think if they had just made every single number and every single letter just a single symbol that you just know, ace is A, jack is J, queen is Q, K is king. And that's how everybody does it now. So I don't love it. Okay, I don't love it. I don't love the fact that I have to look in 4 places. I don't love the fact that I could make a mistake between the ace and the jack. So yeah. If you think the Boris Wild deck is the best deck on the planet, you think I'm wrong, you tell me in the comment section below. You tell me why. You tell me why you think this deck is great. Maybe you tell me, maybe you explain why the markings are the way they are. You make your case, you argue, and I will definitely listen to you. Otherwise, I think if you like marked decks, you like collecting them, I think definitely pick up the Boris Wild marked deck. It's not a bad deck at all. It's not a bad deck at all by any stretch, okay? By any stretch. I just don't think it's the best marked deck on the planet, okay? That's all. All right, so that's pretty much everything I can say about the Boris Wild marked deck. I bought mine from penguinmagic.com, and if you would like one, I would suggest you head there as well. Thanks, bye.